Okay, now when the politicians that are running for president are talking about something, you know that's probably very important in our society because they're looking for votes. And it's really all about what's called the gig economy. Now, this is really changing the way we're really working in this country, how we're going to get paid and what the opportunities are. Good or bad, it seems to be happening. And it's all because of the internet. It's called either the gig economy, the shared economy, peer-to-peer, and even crowdfunding is in that. Now, I've done other things on crowdfunding and how to take advantage of it, but also the shared economy. This is, I think, the greatest thing for, I think, getting more fun out of life, too, because it really eliminates traditional jobs. Traditional jobs are shrinking in our society, right? And so everybody's doing freelance work and things like that, and working for themselves. And they estimate now about a third of us are working that way. And in 5 years, it's going to be like 50% by some data I've seen. And more importantly, other data I think that will push this is that 90% of the people that have normal jobs don't like what they're doing. 90%, so we're wasting the energy out there. People going to work are being miserable. They're not giving a lot, right? So now with the gig economy and the internet, it's full-time jobs, part-time jobs, and even one-time jobs that people are piecing together careers like this. And what's neat about the internet makes it easier than ever to do something like this right out of your home in your underwear or when you want to work and all this kind of stuff. And now here's another thing why it's booming. All the new wealth in our country seems to be being created from opportunities like this. Look at this data here. One of these gig economy, shared economy, platforms is called Airbnb. Okay, now this is very popular now. And that company, which is just a website, is worth $50 billion. Okay, I'm sorry, no, Airbnb, that's another one, that's Uber. Airbnb is only worth $25 billion. Okay, now at $25 billion, they only have 2,000 employees. But what they have is 1 million people that are making money off of their website. So see, the website creates all the details of making money, and it's a platform. And they bring the customers, they do the credit card stuff, they do all this other stuff. So 1 million people now are using this to make money. And they're worth $25 billion. So what's $25 billion? Well, look at Hyatt Hotels. Now, see, Airbnb provides places for you to stay when you travel. Okay, so like hotels, but they're people's apartments or homes or bedrooms or tents or whatever. And there's 1 million of them. $25 billion. Hyatt Hotels is only worth $10 billion. So this Airbnb now is 2.5 times Hyatt Hotels. Now, Hyatt Hotels employs 80,000 people. Okay, so you have Hyatt Hotels employing 80,000 people and worth $10 billion. You have Airbnb employing 2,000 people and worth 2.5 times much. But more importantly, 1 million people are making money from that website. How many of us are making money from Hyatt website? Nobody. So you got to get a normal job and go to work 9 to 5 every day, right? Okay, here's another one. Uber. You probably heard of this. This is the taxi service that's around all over the world now. And they're now worth $50 billion. That's after 5 years. Airbnb was the same. They've only been in business 5 years, and they're worth $50 billion. Okay, that's the same as Federal Express. They're worth about $45 billion. So you have Uber, all it has is a website, doesn't even own cars or anything like that. And FedEx owns trucks, airplanes, all this kind of stuff. Now, Federal Express employs 300,000 people. Uber employs only like 2,000 people because everything they have is on a website, right? However, there's 1 million people making money from it. Part-time, full-time, just one time or whatever, anytime they want. It's incredible, the kind of opportunities. And I don't know if we're counting these kind of jobs or how it's counted in traditional government statistics. They do it the same way for the last 50 years. I don't know if they know how to count this stuff. Uber plans to hire like 1 million women in the next 5 years. And not hire. This is really contract work. You're flexible. You're working for yourself. And they're providing the customers, the way to get payment, the insurance, and all the stuff that you need for like a normal business. They do it all. Yeah. And you just say, hey, I want some of this stuff. Yeah. And you work when you want. Upwork is another big organization now that gets part-time jobs or full-time jobs or whatever, or anything, all over the world. Now last year they created 3 million jobs. 3 million jobs. That's one website worth $1 billion. Yeah. There's another website, Guru, where you could pick up jobs and work and things like that. And they created 1 million jobs. Man, I mean, all these places that are non-traditional, creating millions and millions of jobs, and if you're not clued into this, see, this is the part of our economy that's growing. And when things are growing, it's fun because nobody knows what's going on. And it's growing and everybody's happy because everybody who's involved is making more money, and that makes you happy. When things are shrinking like the old economy, everybody's angry because they're trying to hold on to the last morsel as it gets shrinker and beat out the next guy. So they're left holding some money. And the incomes on these jobs, I mean, these are jobs like these Uber jobs. I mean, it's up to $70,000 to $80,000 a year. Driving your car when you want, no boss. Taxi cab drivers, I think they make 30, 40 grand a year. Full time, 12 hours a day, and they're whipped like hell because somebody owns everything. But here you have control of your life. So the income is even incredible, and that's why it seems that there's so many forces in our economy now, that are going to make things like this happen because people would rather work when they want to without the stress. Now here's some other reasons. Okay, why these are important things that are happening, and good or bad. I mean, there's bad things with this, and we have to readjust our economy and stuff like that. That's why the politicians are getting involved. They want to make sure there's pensions for everybody. You can move this around and have health care and rules to protect you because you're not an employee anymore, covered by labor laws. That they want to change the laws so that you're protected from the normal labor laws. They can't take advantage of it, but that's less likely, to tell you the truth, because you have more protection on these kinds of things at times. It all varies. Most of these things you don't need credentials. You don't need degrees or whatever. They just, hey, do you have the skills to do it? And that's all they do. Big organizations, you need credentials. That's why we need to go to college. Everybody thinks they need to do it because these big organizations just want to look at a college degree. Now, these new places that are growing, man, they're hiring 1 million people now that drive taxis. They're looking for, they even give you money to buy a car, help you get it if you don't have a good enough car. So you don't need fancy resumes. Everybody, go to these professional resume writers and everything. No, you fill in some blanks on an internet. That's all you do. No boss. Now just think, I mean, that's the thing that I think most of us have stress. This is what I think, causes a lot of, hurt inside, is the stress we have. People pushing on you. They got to make their quota, and somebody's pushing on them to make their quota. So you got to, feel the heat from some boss trying to have them make their quota, and all that kind of fat stuff falls downhill on this other way that people are organizing now to do this. You decide when you want, to work, and you just say, hey, I'm available now, and you put on your app, and you get the jobs or not. Yep, it's right there. So there's no schedule. I mean, that's the other thing. To me, the most fascinating thing, the greatest thing in life is waking up every morning and having the option to decide what I really want to do today. That's why I always loved working for myself, really. I work like hell, every day. I work more because I love it, but it's just that option. If it's a beautiful day and I really want to play golf or go out with my wife on a nice lunch for 3 hours and not explain that to anybody, wow, that's really living. So you work when you want to work, not somebody else. Like, you go deliver pizza in this country, some guy wants you, okay, we need you 5 to 10 o'clock at night, every day, 5 days a week, or whatever it is. Nah, hey, just click in, hey, I'm available to do this or not. Nobody's after you or whatever. And you work on the salary right. You want. If it's not a good salary, you go somewhere else. Things like that. So it's no big thing to go around and get the salary that you're really looking for. Also, see, in collecting money, like an Uber or Airbnb or all these other platforms, they're doing the credit cards. So you have less risk because they already got the credit card. If you're driving around in a taxi cab, you don't know if this guy's going to pay you when they get in your car, right? You don't know who they are, they don't know who you are, or whatever. Here, before you get in a car, they already have the guy's money, and you're going to get paid. You don't even have to it includes a tip and everything. You don't even have to ask for money. That's why, so even, see, things like this are going to grow because it's nicer for the consumer. So that's why, I feel it's going to work. So you're almost guaranteed you get paid on taxi. You're not, all these other places. And you don't have to worry about the accounting. You don't have to be an accountant. You don't have to do anything. They just send you the money. They take out a little piece, sure, they do. But it's not much, to tell you the truth. I mean, when I was writing books for people in New York, I would only get 5% or 10%, or something like that. Now it's a flip. If they take 10%, that's a lot, Okay, the website provides insurance for your protection too, so you don't have to worry about, am I liable? Is somebody gonna sue me? Ask a lawyer or whatever. No, I mean, see, they provide all this bureaucratic nonsense that most of us hate when we start a business. So it's all there. And you really have power over the employer. See, everybody who works like this, everybody rates everybody else. And that's more powerful than anything. Like, people stay at our Airbnb. We have an apartment downtown, and when people come in, and we clean it for them or whatever, and they leave it cleaner than we gave it to them, because they don't want us to badmouth them on this platform where they're getting rooms all over the world or whatever. So it's the same way. If you're driving for somebody, you badmouth the employer or whatever, and then, so they have trouble getting work. So that's why you have power. You work for some big company, and what are you going to do? Put it on Google or whatever, and maybe somebody on your own little website or a complaint website. No, right where everybody makes a decision on whether to use that company or not will be your bad mouthing because they didn't treat you right. So that gives you power in the system like nothing else, I think. Okay. Let's see. And the most important thing, tell you the truth, is the marketing. I mean, that's the biggest problem for any job or any kind of service you want to provide or whatever you want to do it yourself is customers. And if you don't have customers, you don't have income, right? And see, these platforms now, these websites are the places that give customers. If you put up a website that I'm going to do this service or whatever, man, you're not going to have enough money to advertise to get people on the web to know that you're there and all this kind of stuff. But everybody looking for a hotel room knows Airbnb is there, and they're going there every day, millions and millions of people. So it's just whether they pick you or not. So it's like you getting a job and you go to the place where they're hiring people. And so it's the same as that. That's what's so great about these platforms. And this is why they're worth like $50 billion just for a website. Now, I've listened to about 40 of these, watch the other interview that has about 40 of these websites like this for everything. How to make extra money from all these websites, whether it's clean out your closet, making a bunch of dough, or even having people use your own car, because you only use your car about 10% of the time. The rest is sitting there. So you can make maybe $300, $400, $500 a month on your car, not sitting there. All these kinds, your extra time, your extra kinds of things. See, platforms now are the way to efficiently do this. So people who need that stuff go to one source, and people who have it and want to make money at it go to that source. So watch these 44 places, and there's many more, but these are just the ones that give you an idea what's going on.
Well, you've just finished one of the 8 segments we have on how to make money from the gig economy, shared economy, and peer-to-peer. The first segment is the introduction. The second segment is full-time, part-time, and one-time jobs. The third segment is one-of-a-kind jobs. The fourth segment is money for your home or your boat. The fifth segment is how to get money from your car. Or the sixth segment is money from your closet. There's a lot of money in there you don't know about. And the sixth segment, we said that. Money from your closet. The seventh segment is money from all your other stuff. And then there's an eighth segment is money from storing other people's stuff. Wow! So learn how to make money in the new economy and learn all the ways to do it.
Okay, I hope you watch my introduction into the gig economy, or how people are going to make money in the future, and actually right now. Actually, this is a place where there's money for everybody. I mean, these are jobs too. They're not scams, and you don't have to pay anything to take advantage of it. That's what's neat. It costs you nothing. There's platforms that collect people looking for work to be done, and other platform, and the same platform people want to give it. Yeah, and make money. Everybody makes money. Everybody wins, and the middleman is gone. So that's why this thing is really going to grow. Okay, here's the first group I want to tell you about, and it's where you can get full-time jobs, part-time jobs, or even one-time jobs. And these are places now. I mean, the old employment agencies and classified ads, and that's where we used to do this stuff. But newspapers aren't here anymore, right? Employment agency, who knows? They're taking a big swipe. These are places that take very little. And the percentages you have, and I got a list of maybe a dozen here, and that's not all of them, but it's enough, and most of the big ones, for you to get a sense of what's there. Look at these websites. The first one is TaskRabbit. Now this is really aimed at just one-time jobs, little things. You got somebody in the neighborhood that wants you to change a light bulb, or do a website, or all kinds of things. And the incomes that people make from these kinds of things are really, sure, they could be small, they're one task or whatever, but people are building careers around it, making $70,000, $90,000 a year just on little jobs that require no skills, no education. But you have to have the skills. You have to be able to do it, but you don't need credentials. That's the important thing. And everybody evaluates everybody else in the system, so it keeps it honest. You don't get the schmucks that are trying to rip you off. They're gone overnight. And you don't have to worry about credit card payments because the platform does all that for you too. So that's TaskRabbit.com. Here's another one like that called GigWalk, GIGWALK.com. Okay, this is actually used a lot by big companies. They want to know, hey, in that Sears in your town, we're wondering if they really have the display up right. So the company will ask that company, and they'll put it out on, and you'll get a notice on your phone that says, hey, you want to make $30 to go around the corner? Sure. And you do it. So that's GigWalk.com. Handy.com. Okay, this is cleaning, handyman service, and stuff like that. And remember, all these websites may not be all over the country yet, but they're growing. And if they're not national now, they will be soon. So, and there may be a local alternative to the things I'm telling you about. So, Handy. So you want to? I mean, there's a lot of money in the cleaning business. A good way to make extra cash. A lot of rich people hate cleaning stuff. I'm in the shoe shine business, right? That's how I always used to think. I'm in the modern day shoe shine business. Anybody can get the information they want, but they'd rather give me money to get it for them because they're too lazy, or I can do it more efficient. Care.com. That's another huge claim. This is a publicly held company. All they have is a website. They're finding people who want to give services like elder care, child care, pet care, or home upkeep services. That's Care.com. Upwork. This is one I use all the time, man. I get wonderful assistance, people, customer service, people do research for me for next to nothing because it's global in nature. And that's where they've done like last year, I think they had like $1 billion worth of business, that they handed out. 1 million jobs just on that one website alone. 1 million, Upwork Guru, Guru. I've used that a lot of time, looking for special expertise. I need somebody with a PhD in physics. I get them for $100 here. If I go and look for the Physics Society, they'll be charging me a whole bunch of money. Excuse me, I got a little peanut here. So it's Guru.com, Freelancer.com. So you put your, what the kind of work you want to do, your background and everything on it, not a fancy resume or whatever. You fill out a form, and then people come to the website looking for talent. That's what it is. See, it's the marketing. The big websites are creating the people looking for people like you. So you have to be there. May or may not, get a job, you don't know, but it costs you nothing to do it. And if you get work, then you give a small percentage, the people of the platform. Fiverr, that's another thing I use a lot. And like you could put your whatever you want to do. You like to do voiceover work. You think you have to do that. Well, you could say you could do a test for $5. See, the first project is always $5. So you could you like to do greeting cards for people and write thank you notes for people. Yeah, I'll do $5 for $5. Yeah, and then you get a regular gig. Forever. That's what I mean. See, there's the marketing. People are coming to that website. Millions and millions of people all the time looking for stuff. And people have projects on here are making tons of money, to do that. Not everybody, of course. It takes hustle. You still got to work. You're not going to just sign up for the website and make a zillion dollars. Okay, Gig Bucks is another one, like Fiverr and whatever. SEOclerks.com. That's IT service. SEO means search engine optimization. So if you want your website to be seen by other people, so you can go here and get people for $10 to do the same thing. Some IT professional thinks you have to charge, thinks they have to get $1,000 from you. But test it for $5 first to see if it works. That's why, see if that kind of logic or whatever. I go on these sites a lot and get help for like ideas for artwork, and I'll hire 5 people. Okay, this is segment 2. These are websites that give out only one kind of a job. So every website, the other websites we gave in the first section, they give out all kinds of jobs. These websites, only specific kind of work. Like here's Lux, LUXE.com. Valet parking. You want to make some money as a valet parking? This is a place where people come, hey, I want a valet, I'm going out tonight, I need somebody to park my car or whatever. So you go on the website, hey, I'm going to make a few bucks and be a valet parker. Yeah, that kind of thing. So that's where these people meet and you can make money. You make $25 an hour doing stuff like this, because everybody wants like valet parkers for a party they're having because they live in a neighborhood where it's hard to park or whatever. And so you work the evening there and make a bunch of money. All just valet parking. Who would have known? It's a website. Anybody could do it. Anybody could go there. And remember, it costs you nothing. Only until you get paid do you give a small percentage, usually 10% or less, to the people who are running the website. They don't employ anybody, and you're covered with insurance and all these kinds of things. So a lot of the headaches of like being independent disappear with these websites. Instacart. Okay, this is a service where people want groceries delivered to them. So how'd you like go shopping for people and deliver groceries? Right, you make $12 to $18 an hour doing this kind of stuff. Right, all you need is a car. Hey, we'll make some extra money today. I'm bored, so I'll make money shopping for people. And that's a website just for that, Instacart.com. Postmates. Okay, now if you have a bicycle or a car, you deliver stuff for people. And see, you don't get a job like you're doing this forever. These things like, oh yeah, today I just feel like doing it, or next there, oh, Christmas is coming up, maybe I'll work a few days and do that. Here. That's what so neat. It's the flexibility, and that's why if you see the introduction to all these gig economy jobs, see the importance and that these offer, that traditional jobs don't. Man, if you could work when you want, not feel like you have a boss, and it's all protected, you got insurance and all that, why in the hell are you spending an hour and a half commuting every day? So that's Postmates. Get bellhops. That's one for people who are looking for help to move. And so you could be a mover for a day. You're a strong guy or woman or whatever. They do lots of women and everything because it's packing and moving people. So this is a place. You don't have to do it every day. It sounds like a lousy career, right? At least for me at my age, maybe a younger person. But you want to do it for a while, make some money? That's it. You don't have to go on Craigslist or whatever. Classified ads and who are these people? You don't know. These are legitimate people that take care of the money, take care of everything. You don't have to worry about getting paid. Here's Sidecar. Okay, that's making deliveries. Now these people, this is a delivery service too, another delivery service. So we have two delivery services there. Dog vacay. Wow, you love animals, pets? Wow. Okay, people looking there, I'm going to go away for a week and I don't want to leave my dog at the kennel. It's so expensive and they treat him in a big cage. I'd rather leave it with a friend or whatever and I'll pay them. That's where this is. So people make like $1,000 a month extra just taking care of people's dogs while they're away. You know, and you love animals, man. What could be better than that? Yeah. Very local trip. Okay, these are neat things where you could be a tourist guide, but now a special tour. Like you enjoy going to ball games. So this is a website that gives out special kind of tours, not those package tours that you go in the hotels and you get these brochures of all the No, these are individual. I love going to a ball game. I'll bring you to the ball game and tell you all about it. You know, you get paid to do that. Or you like to go to nudie bars or whatever. You get paid to do that. You take people to the best nudie bars in town. Yeah, oh, that's kind of. I mean, that's what's so neat about the internet. You know, it's self-regulated so much because you won't be on that site if somebody ticks off at what you do. You're never doing that again. And the same thing with someone buying the services. Plus, you get paid for sure because the website gets the money before the people buy your services, and you don't have to worry about getting paid. So it's wonderful. So now you can be. A trip a tour guide. There's another one, Valuable. It's the same kind of Vayable, and it's for unusual experiences. Like Washington Monument, want to go to the normal places or whatever. Man, no. I mean, the neatest thing in Washington is go down to the mall and watch soccer games from every country in the world. Now, that's a neat. So just think if you're a sports fan, from Iowa and you come to town, hey, I'll show you to play soccer in 5 different parts of the world. They play here, there. We'll go around and tour these and watch them play soccer. They wouldn't know that. So these are jobs for one thing. Now I'm breaking this up in segments. We've got a half a dozen segments or so, and the introduction. So if you haven't seen the other segments or the introduction, make sure because this is where it's happening. This is where the new jobs, the growth in making money is going to be all on these websites. Watch and learn.
Well, you've just finished one of the 8 segments we have on how to make money from the gig economy, shared economy, and peer-to-peer. The first segment is the introduction. The second segment is full-time, part-time, and one-time jobs. The third segment is one-of-a-kind jobs. The fourth segment is money for your home or your boat. The fifth segment is how to get money from your car. Or the sixth segment is money from your closet. There's a lot of money in there you don't know about. And the sixth segment, we said that, money from your closet. The seventh segment is money from all your other stuff. And then there's an eighth segment is money from storing other people's stuff. Wow! So learn how to make money in the new economy and learn all the ways to do it.
Okay, here's 2 young guys. They haven't even finished school yet. And they're going and inventing a technology device, for people who are blind. Actually, it's like sonar. I was in the Navy, we used to have sonar to send out little beeps that tell us where things are in the water or whatever. Well, what they decided is, for blind people, they walk around with a cane, and blind people know what's on the ground and they feel it away. But what about a branch that's coming out? Like my wife, who can't see very well at all, even with glasses and whatever. We were walking up the street and there's a building that had windows jetted out from the sidewalk. She walks smack in those windows and ruined her glasses and everything. She just doesn't pick up stuff like that. So this is a little sonar device. And when things are in range of you that, from like the waist up, you get beeped. Beep, 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 beep. Whatever it is that they do. But more importantly, these are young people still in school developing ideas like this, getting money on the internet to do it. They got $35,000 already to work on this project. Man, and these are public sites. These are individuals just off the street saying, hey, that's a good idea. I think we should have that, and I'll send you some money, to help you get that. And send me one when you finish making it, Gosh, I mean, it's just phenomenal that things are like that out there. That you could get ideas for things that are really needed in life and make life better for other people by taking your intelligence and your creativity or whatever it is, or your doggedness. You don't even have to be that creative or that intelligent. You just have to want to do it, and you figure out the rest, because there's so much brain power around sitting that you can tap into and have these people help you for free or next to nothing, to make things happen in life. And that's what's so exciting about our world now. You can make things happen. You can be smarter than you are because you can get it from other people, and it's all on the internet. You don't have to go and get a PhD in something. You just have to learn skills of finding stuff, asking questions. That's why I see where the answers are all out there. The answers are easy. It's asking the right questions. So watch this interview. Sweet people and working on something important, and God, they started with nothing and just doing it. So why don't you, right? Watch it. Okay, Arjun and Bin, right? And the website is IMERCIV. IMERCIV. What does that mean?
Immersive. So it's just a play on the actual word immersive, just made it short.
Oh, I see. But both of you guys have your full capabilities of site capabilities, but you're helping people who can't see. Man, this is a terrific thing. It's sort of like, to me, what I thought of when I saw the devices is you put it on your chest or somewhere, and it's sonar for people who won't pop into things that are high. You won't hit your head on stuff. The cane gets you low, right? And you guys figured out, man, half of life is above the waist, not below the waist. Well, depending on what you're doing, I guess. But there's a bad joke in there somewhere. But you guys are taking care of that with this little sonar device. It's just terrific. And do you have sightless people in your family at all?
Well, my dad has glaucoma. He still has a lot of remaining sight, but he's already over 50, right? So it's only gonna go downhill from there.
So that's when it gets smaller. You get that little thing. Well, that's something, particularly high-tech young people. I've interviewed 700 people in crowdfunding and like that. It's nice to see young people concerned about a bigger world than just them. Instead of inventing an iPhone device to pick up chicks or whatever, which most people at your age are more interested in. That you're interested in people and get them to use technology to live a better life, than have a disability. What could be a better use of technology, than to improve somebody's daily life skills? Wow, and not only improve the life, but prevent disasters and complications, injuries. And, this should be a medical device and be covered by healthcare systems, because you're going to save accidents, you're going to save emergency room visits and everything, with this device. It's just wonderful.
Yeah, we are not a medical device, however, just because that would take a lot longer.
Oh, right. You got an FDA approved by some other. But like a Band-Aid doesn't have to, but it is in the healthcare part of the sum. It seems like what it should be is covered as a healthcare cost.
Yeah, so there is a category called assistive technology.
There is.
Yeah, so I'm not too sure about the US. I'm sure you guys have similar programs.
Yes.
But here in Ontario, just for example, we have a program called ADP, which is the Assistive Device Program, which they recognize it as a separate category of device that can help people living with disabilities, and the government actually subsidizes.
I see. Well, but that's Canadian healthcare system, and here in the States, you think that we're that good?
So another way we sort of countered that was we understand that a lot of the devices that you can get through ADP are very expensive. So try to keep our device, as affordable as possible. And I think the max, your product has to cost over $200 to be put on ADP itself. So we're right at that sort of mark. So a lot of our sort of users and clients feel more compelled just to sort of buy it from us rather than go through it long.
So it's under the radar. Well, that's another thing, making this
at a price that's reasonable for people, is because so many people are now, particularly in healthcare in our country, just are jamming people because they know they don't have an alternative, and they just skyrocket the price because they could get away with it. But it's nice to have young guys who have a soul in addition to smarts of using the technology. There's bigger things to work for. And then the more money comes to you anyway, because people appreciate giving it to you, I'm sure. And your device will be ready, like the beginning of the year, right?
Right around springtime.
Yeah. Well, and so, you're halfway there on your money, but it's a flexible budget you have, so you're going to do it no matter how much money you get. You got enough now, to start production, so anybody orders is definitely going to win. And then you have something interesting on your site where blind people in India are making jewelry that you're offering as an incentive to people by. That's genius. That's wonderful.
So part of that whole story is sort of my grandma was partially sighted, and that was, I guess, one of her many problems. But now she's gone now. But she sort of used to support and donate a blind orphanage in school in Delhi, and then it's sort of become a family tradition for us to just do that. So as whenever one of us are back home, we always go back to the school and feed the kids and give them chocolate and things like that.
Oh, really? How wonderful! And now you're giving them cash, man. You're getting their jewelry and promoting it and selling it.
Over there, like, they don't even use canes. They're sort of confined to the the actual orphanage in the building, and a lot of them don't leave the gates of the school.
I see.
So this is just sort of another tool that, a lot of them don't go to college and pursue further education because of that fear of having to travel and go somewhere.
So that's why a lot of them now make this jewelry that support themselves?
Yeah, so there's a few organizations. We're working with three of them, main ones. And part of the initiative in one of the girls' orphanage and schools is that they make little items of art.
Right. Wonderful. Well, how nice. Because now it feels to me that we're getting close to Christmas and gift time. So this, somebody has trouble seeing, to get them your device, and then and with the bonus thing of the jewelry. So even if the device doesn't come till March or whatever, you have the little jewelry package, and you can show them, hey, what's coming that will really improve their life when this device gets here, right?
And it's also, we realized that our audience on Indiegogo, Kickstarter, like a lot of our consumers won't really be able to find it that easily. So that's why we went through different options to have. So even if you're not sighted or don't know anyone is yourself, you can still contribute to our cause, and at the same time get a little token of appreciation that's actually made by someone who's blind, and receiving a necklace and knowing that it's been handmade someone across.
And then, but also, then you also have that I could go on Indiegogo, your campaign, and donate one of these to an underprivileged person to do it, right?
Yeah. So that's been our big winner right now, I guess. A lot of people have been doing that.
Yeah, well, that's wonderful. That's like Tom's. I don't know. There's a somebody and a shoe person, or I forget what the name is, who makes a shoe, and you buy a shoe for him, and they send a shoe to somebody in a third world that really needs shoes.
I remember seeing that a while back.
Right, and and so that's nice, because I think it sort of gets a little boring to have a business, I think, that only makes money, and I think that limits your experiences in life to appreciate a more complete life if you're only worried about money. I mean, that's just one part of life, It's sort of like having a closet of only purple question mark suits, I like all color question mark suits, not only purple, Yeah,
we're gonna say they're pretty great. I like your glasses.
They're from China, cheap as hell, man. I got them. They used to be so expensive, and that's why the world is so small, and that's why you guys are able to give a device to people in other parts of the world who really need it and would not have access to this technology normally. But even here, I mean, boy, we got so many people that need it in our country, in the U.S. You guys are in Canada, same thing. You have a better healthcare system than we do. We're trying, boy, but it's not really the same. But just to have young people thinking about something bigger themselves and using your expertise and your knowledge and a combination of not only, making money, but helping other people too. I mean, that's to me, a perfect business when you're concerned about more than just the bottom line, and, to be bigger in life than just that. And so I appreciate you guys doing all that. And so to get this, well, actually, will this be available even after your program is over on Indiegogo?
So after the campaign is over, we will focus on getting product into the consumer's hand, and also to India by March and April. And after we fulfill all of those, that's when we're actually going to start orders.
I see. But you better order now, because it's going to be a lot more expensive then, right? Right. So this is the time to get in it. And you can get there by, the website is imerciv.com. imerciv.com, right?
The pre-order button on the website that takes you directly to the
Indiegogo, right? And that website, you'll be there all the time, right? Anyway, even after the campaign, we can find you when we want one, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
Wonderful.
I think there is an option for the buzz clip to be available through Indiegogo even after the campaign.
Oh, I see. Great. Yeah, sometimes that happens, so then that's great. So you guys are going to do that.
For sure. So
That's
Wonderful. So you won't lose a sale. And if I want this after this campaign, I can still get it from you, right? Great. Well, thank you, guys. Thanks for putting your talents into something like this. It makes my heart feel good. So take care. Have a good holiday. Well, how'd you like to get a set of Bose speakers for your iPhone? Yeah, but at a reasonable price. Well, here's a guy doing it, and he's doing it on the internet with a crowdfunding campaign. And the guy doesn't really need the money. He's getting pretty wealthy because he had other ventures that he was partners in and started and things like that. So he is pretty well off. But see, crowdfunding programs that are there really for new people. The rich people are saying, hey, this is something I could use for any kind of idea, because it gives you marketing help. It broadcasts about your idea before you make the big investment of creating an inventory of all this stuff and trying to find distributorships. So if you find out that there's a market, people put up their money, and do market studies is crazy anymore. I mean, market studies aren't real. You go out and ask people a question, hey, would you buy this if it was green and cost $100? And people say yes or no. Who the hell knows? Focus groups, same way. They're not putting up hard-earned cash, And that's why when you have a place that people put up hard-earned cash for your product before you have it, man, then you really know it sells. There's no other way, I think, to understand, anything, if it's going to work or not, than to actually do it. And now you have a way to do it that costs you nothing to do it. And that's why everybody says, oh, I think this will sell, I think that one's sell. They don't know. They're all guessing. There's no way to know until you put it out there, find customers, and ask them for money. And the only way you know if it will sell or not is if people give you money. But if you don't have a product yet, how are you going to find out, right? So that's why we used to do market studies and go to experts. And that's why they don't know. They're all guessing. Sure, maybe their guess is better or worse than anybody else, but who the heck knows that? You're guessing about their guess. So the one real way to know is to ask people for money. Here's the product. You show them a picture, whatever. Hey, when I get this product made, I'll send you one. People are putting up money like that. And that's the sure way to know that your idea is sellable. I mean, it reminds me of when I used to do ads on TV. I'd show them to my friends and things like that. They tell me what's wrong with the ad and things like that, and I make changes. Then I realized they never bought anything from TV. The only way for me to really know if an ad works on TV is to put it on TV and ask for people's money. And sometimes I'd even use the crowdfunding method. I wouldn't have the product yet. I want to see how well it's sold. So I could put the ad on and just not cash the checks, but to see if really people put up money for it. See, because then I'm sure that it's a sellable product. Before it's just some so-called wise person or something, but they don't know. They're guessing. The world is so big, so complicated. You never know the ifs, ands, or buts about anything until you do it. So don't ever do any studies about anything. Just do as much research as you can to get the best idea.
that you think is popular, and then see if people will buy, and if they don't, then you ask why. But don't ask why if they're not putting up money anyway, because their answer doesn't matter. So watch this interview and learn more about that. Okay, well, Ken Oyoung, right? Did I pronounce it pretty closely?
Exactly.
Well, good, because this is the part I want to get right. Yantouch, YANTOUCH.com, because that's where we find your beautiful speakers that aren't speakers, they're lights. They're not lights. They're dancing strobe lights. They're not that. They're mood music lights. They're everything, aren't they?
Wow, you say it better than I say.
But they are. I mean, they're colorful as hell. They're about like a half a size of a softball or something like that, right? They're very small and compact. Yeah, right, there they are, yeah. And so when the music's on, man, they're going in all kind of colors, all kind of moods, oh, they're earrings too. I see.
Yeah, they can actually it's called eye speaker because it look like eye, right?
Oh, I see. That's like an eye speaker. And they come in a set too, correct?
Yes, they come as a set. Yeah. It's a let's see. Let me show that again. It's
right. So it looks like a bug eyes, right? A bug eye speaker. And
it comes as I said. Matthew. Actually, it's this. It's this is really new because Bluetooth speaker is common nowadays, right? But most brands, they only have one. Okay. Right. Maybe they claim they have a stereo, but actually it's a jam stereo. The left right channel is in one small box, right? But what we can do is a separated stereo, and what's cool is separated stereo for wired speaker is nothing, right?
Right.
But we are wireless.
I see. So it's a wireless Bluetooth speaker that's separated that you run off your iPhone or your Android or anything, correct?
Yes, correct. Yeah, all phones, right? Yeah. And even use your PC notebook as long as you have Bluetooth.
So this is, I can imagine when I pick up people over the house. So I put my playlists on my phone or on my PC, and I get these speakers around the house, and I got atmosphere. I got beautiful quality music. The sound in your speakers are better than any speaker you could buy. And this we're getting so much more, right?
Yeah, actually, I don't know if we are better than any speakers.
Well, at that price range, sure, you could spend $1 million on a speaker.
But I can testify that we are better than both sounding meaning.
You did it.
Because we have done the blind test with many people, and
are there a lot of blind people in Taiwan?
Not that many, but anyway, yeah.
So, but you are in Taiwan, but you're educated here in the States. You worked in the States for 10 years or more before you got in the PC business out there. So your background is really high tech. You studied electrical engineering when it was called EE, right?
Yeah. Called EE, yeah. My background is really high tech. That's true, but I'm tired of high tech. Yeah. Okay, I'm tired and sick of high tech, so I want to go back to more close to human and more close to nature, more close to art.
Yes.
So right now we are doing a product that combines the art and technology into one product, and that's how we came up with this product.
So really, those lights, they're good enough to read by. These are good lights, right, that you have in there.
It's really a very bright light. These lights are not just for moonlighting or for fun or as a toy. Actually, it's bright enough for your reading.
Oh, okay? My goodness, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
You see? No,
like
I
an
haven't.
operating room.
I'm not even turning on. Okay, this is red, right? Now I'm
Yeah.
going to turn it very bright.
Oh my goodness! Wow. So and the batteries in there are lithium, so they last like 20 hours or more before you have to recharge them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you can hang this on the wall. Okay. There's a
see.
hook here, right?
Yes.
And you can hang two on the wall.
Yeah. I see.
And on the bedside, you can, before you sleep, you can read the books. And
well, I mean, but you could light up a room so nicely, and there's speakers too, and so you could use them as a phone. I mean, as a speaker, as lights, as both, or mood, or colors, or white, or God. There's 1,000 applications for this.
yeah, I don't know about 1,000.
You're not an American salesman, are you? You're trying to be.
But Matthew, the purpose of my invention is really solve my own problem, okay? Because I in my bedroom, right? I had old Sony big speakers, okay?
I see. Big box speaker kind of thing.
Yeah, big box. They're bulky, okay?
Yeah.
And also the bad thing is it cannot connect to my iTunes music.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
God.
So I want to invent something that can connect to my phone music. That's first thing, right? Before it was like using CD or something, right? But nowadays people don't use CD.
Absolutely,
so,
that's all here.
So if I can invent something that can connect to the phone, okay, and also I want to make it we call true stereo.
Right.
That means sound is as good as those big box, okay? Not just regular small speaker, okay? And also, I want to make my bedroom lighting dimmable.
So
right?
you could read, right?
Yeah. Not only read, but also dimmable. Let's say
Oh, I see.
at night, I don't want to make the light so bright, right? Maybe half bright.
Right.
So I can prepare my mood to sleep instead of make it like
turn it
as
down,
bright.
turn it up, or whatever. Yeah.
Right. Dimmable. And the last thing is the best. We call. Have you heard of natural wake? Natural wake.
Mean like put you to sleep or what?
Okay, natural wake is a new concept. Before, let's say you have alarm clock, right? To wake you up.
Oh, nature way. I see what you mean. Yes,
okay. Yeah. The conventional way is using your phone or using alarm clock. Use a sun to wake you up.
Right.
But instead, the natural wake is using the light to wake you up.
So it's like the sun rising,
exactly.
and then you wake up because your body thinks it's sunrise. Got to get up.
Exactly.
And nobody's yelling in your ear like a salesman, right?
yeah. Exactly. Just like if you were on Sunday, right?
Right.
And you don't have to rush to the work.
Right.
So you don't set the alarm clock, but you will still naturally wake up. But what make you wake up is the sun. It's the sunlight.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So what we do is use our lighting to gradually wake you up.
Wow.
Let's say if you want to wake up at 7, right?
Right.
You set the alarm clock at 7. 30 minutes before 7, which is 6:30, the light will gradually light up.
No kidding. Wow.
No, gradually light up. Okay. Although your eyelid is closed, right? Actual light can go through.
Right.
And go to your brain. Okay. It brings you from the deep sleep to shallow sleep, and you gradually wake up. And actually, before 7 o'clock, you already awake. Naturally.
Wow. Oh, that's terrific.
So I think
that should be the first thing we talk about. That's almost 1,000 things.
and of course, with the natural wake, we have another thing. Is opposite thing is called natural sleep.
So it goes down.
You see, I heard many Americans have a problem of falling asleep, right? And I think in your audience, there are many people had that problem. Even my wife has the same problem. Okay, she always complained that she couldn't fall asleep. Right. Okay, so natural sleep works like this way. It's just opposite. ancient people or farmers, right? They never had a fall asleep problem because they follow the sun cycle. When the sun set, they go to sleep. Okay, but since Thomas Edison invented light bulb, they started civilization, but also they make people not go to sleep. Okay, indefinitely. So what we try to do is before you sleep, the light gradually dim down instead of complete turn off or complete turn on. So your body melatonin hormone, right, will gradually build up and make you feel asleep. So that's the concept.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, Ken, thank you so much for doing this work and sharing it with everybody, you know, with your Indiegogo campaign. But actually, to even find out about the campaign, you go to your website, YangTouch, YANTOUCH.com. Find out about Ken, all the stuff he's doing, and then look at the video because that really shows you those eyes, man. Those eyes put you to sleep. They wake you up. They give you moods. They give you music, everything. And just the eyes have it, don't they? Ken, thank you so much. Pleasure to talk with you. Take care.